On what grounds does Senator McCain object to President Obama's stimulus package?
Some of the stimulus in this package is excellent. Some of it, frankly, has nothing to do. I mean, those projects and others that you just mentioned. $6 billion for broadband internet access. That will take years.
$6 billion for broadband and internet access? What a waste. Who thought that was a good idea? Actually, there was this guy, John McCain, who ran for president. Yeah, when he was campaigning in Kentucky back in April. Remember that?
Though access to high-speed internet services that facilitate interstate commerce, drive innovation, and promote educational achievements, there is the potential to change lives. And government does have a role to play in assuring every community in America can develop that infrastructure.
So broadband infrastructure was an awesome economic idea when candidate John McCain had it on the campaign trail. But now that it is President Barack Obama's plan, it is offensive enough that it is reason to kill the whole stimulus bill. Do you see why I'm confused? You know, but it's not just John McCain. Throughout much of last week, Republicans cited a Congressional Budget Office report as evidence that Obama's stimulus plan would not work. They said the report showed that most of the money in the stimulus bill wouldn't be spent quickly enough. It wouldn't get into the economy until after next year. One awkward but very important detail about this CBO report is that it doesn't exist. Yeah. The CBO says they ran some numbers on a small portion of an earlier version of the bill, but they did no report like what the Republicans are talking about. They did no report on the current bill that is anything like what the Republicans are alleging. It doesn't exist. Isn't there. Hasn't ever been in existence ever. That minor detail did not stop the Wall Street Journal's right-wing editorial page today from citing the non-existent report in an editorial against President Obama's stimulus bill. The Journal called the report's non-existent findings, quote, highly embarrassing for those in Congress, a.k.a. Democrats, trying to push the bill through. You know, it is highly embarrassing, but I wouldn't say it's the Democrats in Congress who ought to be embarrassed here. There is bad news on the economy, of course. We have known that was coming. We have known to expect it. We have been bracing for that for quite some time. It is harder to brace ourselves for political economic news that just flat out doesn't make sense, or that's flat out just made up. But that is where we are.